Right, online communities. Right, in this chapter we are going to look at uh, how mainly about how social network can be used to create an online community. Basically, a community is a group of people, right? And and in that community, you will be sharing your information, the interests, right? You'll be communicating with them, and in a normal community, you will have to meet them physically and maybe take telephone calls, right? And have gatherings and things like that. But uh, ICT has impacted a lot uh, on changing our lifestyle. So we come across these online communities. In that context, social networking had a had has played a major role, which allows us to create online community, which is basically a group of people created in in internet, interacting with each other, and social networking is a great platform for this. Now, first of all, when you are creating an online community, there should be a purpose for that. We call this the function, uh, which is what it does for people who use it. So there should be a purpose, right, for a community. It can be a community against animal cruelty. We saw this kind of a community sometime back in the Facebook. It can be a community to help the poor people, raise funds and help poor people. So there should be a purpose, and then the online community should be using some technology, some features, functions to achieve its goal. Some tools, like for example, let's say chatting, posting, blogging and things like that, right? So in this chapter we are basically looking at how online communities work. And some communities are there for professional purposes, like someone who works in a job that needs special education and training, such as a doctor, lawyer or architect. These people can get together and build up a community. For example, LinkedIn is a professional network, unlike Facebook and Instagram, where you get to meet and communicate with people with uh, education qualifications similar to yours, and it's like an online CV that maintain, right? So there are different purposes, and in these social networks, we individuals, we maintain a collection of information regarding us, which is called a profile. And in this profile, you will be sharing your personal information up to some extent, and be careful not to share too personal information, and you must decide what you are going to share. That is what we take as zip it, right? And we have the three rules. Remember, zip it, block it, and flag it. And interestingly, in a social network, we have contacts. We have stable contacts up to 150, it seems. This was told by a person called Robin Dunbar, who did the research and find out that in any social network, an individual can keep only up to 150 stable relationships. I think this is quite true, because personally I'm in Facebook, I'm in Instagram, I'm in LinkedIn also, but I don't update it that much. But I have seen, although I have so many friends in that, regularly I'll be interacting, when I put a post. uh, Normally, it hasn't gone past um, like 150, that much, not that often. So usually it will be between like 100, 150, right? So I think this number is quite true and correct. um, so anyway, so it's something to be aware of, right? When you're communicating, something to be aware of. Stable connections 150, right? So this stable connections can be an advantage for us in terms of different types of relationships that we build on, right? As you know, social networks yeah, are a powerful marketing tool. They take advertisements. You can take advertisements to the viewers, and these services, they collect big data over the years, um, different types of data, and now they use artificial intelligence on this big data, and because of that we are able to do advertising based on different criteria. Like we can target our advertising based on the age of the people, based on the gender, based on what their interests are, based on their demography, the geographical area that they live in. So in various ways we can use this targeted advertising, target marketing, right? And most of the social networks do that, whether it is YouTube, whether it is Google, whether it is Facebook, Instagram. All these can be used for this kind of marketing. And in order to help this, they use a lot of different features. One popular way is tagging. Now tagging helps you to bring the community based on the type of information that you share. For example, in Facebook we have this hashtagging. When you put hashtag, it becomes a link, so that when people click on that link, it searches for all the information related to that particular wording, the link, and it brings all the posts related to that from anywhere. So it brings people who like that particular hashtag. For example, hashtag soccer lovers. So all the people who like soccer will be brought into that. So it enables them to categorize the content, right? And we get to see a huge amount of information related to these topics, right? This is called a cluster. A cluster is a collection of information, huge amount of information about a particular area. It's immense, right? And they are linked together. So we call it a cluster, a group of similar things arranged closely together, right? We call it, we use cluster when you talk about stars, a cluster of stars in a nebula, for example, right? So we work with a cluster of information, right? And in online communities, in social networks, another advantage is that we can share something rapidly, in a flash, with a large amount of audience, right? We call it unprecedented audience. That's one of the greatest things, as well as one of the greatest dangers as well, right? Now recently we saw during this New Zealand shooting, the shooter streamed it live on Facebook, and nobody couldn't stop it, and within few hours it had reached about 40,000 people around the world, right? Why? Because it went viral, right? Now viral means it goes from one person to another, it goes to multiples of audience, and it goes to unprecedented audience where the numbers you can't even think of. So it had reached within few hours it had reached about 40,000 people. Right, by the time Facebook took the video out, some people had even downloaded it. So this is the thing. This is in a way it's a danger, but in a way it is advantages if you want to take something, maybe an advertisement or maybe a very important message across the world, right? We saw some time back Facebook live when it came initially helped to bring awareness about the black and white this issue in America. So likewise we can use these features for the betterment of the society, as well as it can really damage the society, right? Okay, and another feature in these social networking sites is blogging. Right now, when you take blogging is actually a website. It is a website where you maintain these posts in a chronological manner. So there's a calendar. It can group the post according to the dates that you have published, and you are able to go back and find these archives of information. People will post, you will be posting and people will be commenting, and here in a blog, of course, you will be dealing with huge amount of information like articles, images, videos, right? Now microblogging is a smaller version of that, right? So usually the microblogging is integrated into these social networks, right? That allows a subscriber to broadcast short messages. Now best example is Twitter. On Twitter, the messages, the text-based messages that you post is microblogging, right? And you keep on posting these and making people aware, and then you use this hashtagging to categorize the information and drive people's attention to different types of information, right? And in Facebook also, if you make a status update, that can be called microblogging, right? And it can be made public. This post can be made public or targeted at a group of people. So these features are available in social networks. Apart from this, we also have tagging. We talked about that, the hashtag. We can share posts. We can like, dislike, right? We can have polls. We can create a poll and see the feedback of people. We can connect with other groups, other pages, and other communities. Communities can connect with other communities, which is a great feature. We can make friends with people. We can follow people. We can connect with people, right? So we can build up these connections. We can continue these connections, right? We can stream something. We can live stream videos. We can live stream audio, right? Live stream an event, right? It can even be maybe a protest that you stream, so that the whole world gets to know, right? It can be a live event, an opening of something that you stream live. But again, ethics should come forward, right? You should not misuse these features. Now when people misuse only, all these problems are, right? And you can maintain a wall. There can be a timeline where you can look at what you posted in different dates, status update, right, and things like that. And also, most of these social networks allow you to integrate your social network, like the page or the profile, in other websites, maybe that the websites that you maintain, right? For example, you create a website, and in that you put a Facebook plugin, right? Facebook plugin, and if people are interested in the content that the website shares, using the Facebook plugin, they can share it in their profile, the content of the website. So it allows you to let people share with their communities the information that you present through your website. You allow them to share with their communities. So rather than copying and pasting and taking time, trouble to post this, they can do this with a click of a button, which goes to their profile. This is called third-party integration. Hashtag is a type of metadata. Why is it called metadata? Because this is based on HTML. That's why we put the hash tag symbol, and it becomes a link, a hyperlink, right? So Twitter, Facebook, they use hashtagging, and it's user-generated tagging, which means like we have the freedom of selecting the words that we use. Does not allow the space. So we have the freedom. We have the freedom of deciding on the wording that we are going to use, right? Easily find messages with specific theme or content, right? And we saw because of the huge amounts of data that these social networks have collected, and with added artificial intelligence, they are able to extract information and analyze the patterns, and then have this targeted marketing at different people, right? And we saw Facebook violating the rules regarding personal information by handing over some of the personal information to a third-party organization to campaign on behalf of Trump. They had a lawsuit as well, right? So that shows how important this data is going to be. Right? In Sri Lanka also we saw about 4 years back, the Facebook played a major role to topple the government, right? So it's a very powerful tool. It's a very powerful tool to spread messages very quickly, to go viral, and even the false information, and Facebook toppled the government, and now we see the consequences, right? Okay, so which means most of the marketing hasn't been the truth, right? So that's the thing, the social networks can be used for the betterment as well as the worst, right? So it has to be used responsibly. Let's look at this video which shows about how Google is performing this targeted marketing. Take a look at this.
In this short video, you'll learn how Facebook ads
This is about Facebook and how Facebook is using targeted marketing, right?
help your business reach the right people. Facebook is different than other ways of advertising because we can get your ads to just the right people. More than 1 billion people around the world use Facebook, and everyone sees newsfeed, a stream of information from their friends, family, and things they're interested in, like movies and music, sports and activities, and businesses too. With so many people on Facebook, we can connect your business to the right people, right when they're open to discovery. Here's how your ads can reach the right people. When you create an ad, you can pick the type of people you want to reach by choosing certain traits, so you can find the people who are most likely to be interested in your business. Choose from options like age, gender, location, and their interests, like biking, cooking, or gadgets, and so much more. You can even reach people by the specific device they use to check Facebook. emails, or phone numbers of people you do business with. We can help you reach them on Facebook, so you can run ads to reach existing customers, or exclude them from ads to meet new ones. And when you upload customer information, it's used in a secure, anonymous, and privacy-safe way, so you can reach people while keeping their identities private and secure. And with lookalike audiences, you can find even more people who are similar to your customers. With just a click, Facebook can connect your business to groups of people similar to your customers, people who like your page, and the people who shop on your website or app. We want to make Facebook valuable and meaningful for everyone, which is why we show people relevant ads based on who they are and what interests them, and why we help your business enjoy an efficient and powerful way to reach customers.
Right, so that was about how Facebook could be used for target marketing, right? So one of the interesting thing the video showed was they can even target based on the device that they use, whether they are using a mobile device, whether they are using a laptop, desktop. That's a great thing, right? So that means Facebook is getting all this information from us, isn't it? Right? They take our age, our personal information, and not only that, even the device that we use. They check what kind of a device we use, what kind of browser we use, all this information, right? So something to be aware of, but at the same time, it's going to be really useful, right? Especially for businesses, right? Right. So if you look at the other tools that are used in social networks, when you make a post, right? Not only the text that we can use, we can also upload photos, a group of photos. As a gallery, right? Videos, right? And if you want, we can send a private message to people. So this allows if you are a business to contact the customer directly, the client directly, and notifications help people to be aware of what's going on, to be to attend to queries instantly. For example, if your client send a message, you get a notification on your phone, so you'll be able to reply to the customer within a short period of time. This helps to be in quick response, to maintain a quick response rate, right? And then commenting, right? If you let your customers to comment, give a recommendation, you give a feedback, that helps you to build trust on your business, right? So that the new clients will go through the comments made by other people, and then it helps you to attract more customers, right? It helps them to share the customer, right? If they had a great experience with your business, they can always share that with other people, so it goes viral after that, right? And also another feature that these social networks provide is called analytics. Now that means they are collecting all this data, right, related to what we are sharing, right, specifically based on our profiles and our pages and stuff, and then it kind of analyzes these data, right? For example, how many visitors came during the past 7 days, what they did, how many commented, and so on. They have these data collected for us, so all we got to do is just use their feature and go through them. This helps us to find different patterns, and when you find a pattern, it helps you to take an important decision to grow your business, right? And Facebook, as you know, it uses what is called page insights. If you build a page, it keeps track of all the analytics of that page. The more customer insights you have, better you are equipped to deliver meaningful messages to people. That's the thinking behind Facebook Audience Insights, a new tool designed to help marketers learn more about their target audiences, including aggregate information about geography, demographics, purchase behavior, and more, right? So that's their goal, objective of this page insights. And take a look at this. This is from media unit, Gateway College Candy media unit page, and on the top left top you see some of the details. Results from March 10th to March 16th. There had been 233 page views, page previews, page likes, post reads, recommendations. Right, so it shows in a graphical format as well. And on the right side, bottom right, you see categorized based on the posts, the published date, the type, and how many people it reached, whether you need to boost the post, whether you need to improve the audience or not, right? The engagement. So this is what is known as analytics. This helps us to improve our decision making, right? Right, let's go to another type of community. This is not social network. These are the gamers. It's another unique type of communities in online, and mostly the young generation is here. I don't think all people are playing games that much, but young generation is totally in this, addicted to this, sometimes addicted, right? Okay, so this is gaming community. So mainly what these people do is they create different communities based on the games that they play. For example, COD community, the GTA community, and things like that. And then they start sharing, information, and also playing multiplayer games, right? And some people, they stream their games. That has helped them to even gain money, earn money through that, get kind of donations from other people, and so many things, right? When it comes to gaming, these are the games posted in servers, and you connect to them. You might have a client-side version of the game, and you connect through the server. Server enables other gamers to be in a community, and then you start playing your game, right? There are different types of genres of games, right? One of the most popular is massively multiplayer online role-playing game, RPG for role-playing game, right? So there are different other types as well. Like you have role-playing game, you have single player, multiplayer, multiplayer online, right? So mostly nowadays these people play massively multiplayer online role-playing games, right? And allows a large number of people to play together, right? So let's look at some of the genres that we have. But before that, these online gaming communities also have some features that are found in social networks. Like you can share your gaming information in social media directly, and you can maintain your profile. You can have your identity in these gaming communities, like Ninja, for example, in what is it? In Fortnite, the famous Ninja. Then it allows you to share information and find out about other games as well. It gives experience points. There are discussion boards, which are also called forums. Forums are made for discussion. People can discuss their ideas, they can discuss their tactics, right? Things like that. Basically they're sharing the knowledge, right? Statuses that allow users to see if other members are online. So when you try to play an online game, you can see who are the gamers they are online right now, so that you can start playing with them. and usually they use these handles to on their profiles. They don't reveal their name, so they're anonymous, right? Notifications about what's happening in the game. When you're playing the game, it pops out these messages about what's going on, where you are now, and what you are doing, what your mission should be, what your strategy should be, right? And it basically it'll guide you, right? And let's see some of the gaming genres we have.
Hello guys, this is Sobriel from Alcar, and today we want to run through some of the different alphabet game genres. What's an alphabet game, you ask? Well, they're the ones you probably only know by letters: RPG, FPS, MOBA, and so on. We hear of them all the time, but if you haven't actually played them or tend to mostly stick to one kind of game, you might be wondering what some of them are and what are good examples to start with. Let's start with the easiest to spot: FPS, first-person shooter. FPS are characterized by real-time, fast-paced action, which you see through the eyes of the character, hence first person. And you tend to do a lot of shooting in them, so yeah, FPS. There's debate over which was the first, but the one that really set the ball rolling was without doubt Doom, which also introduced multiplayer matches and overnight reset the bar. In fact, this format has become so popular that some developers don't really bother too much with single-player modes, putting the bulk of their energy into multiplayer modes. Examples of first-person shooters include Battlefield, Call of Duty, Destiny, Far Cry, Halo, Doom, and so on. Any one of those will give you a great idea of what FPS is all about. The next genre we're covering is RPG, role-playing games. These are typically adventure games that usually incorporate three key elements. 1. A specific main story and quest, and a bunch of smaller side stories and quests which expand the game's lore. 2. Character evolution or leveling, which sees you as the main character gain experience and unlocks a ton of new skills by completing quests and slaying foes and so on. And lastly, number 3, inventory management and crafting, essential to making progress in the game's world. These items include weapons, armor, healing items, magic, and so on. A perfect example of a recent RPG to get your feet wet is the Witcher franchise, especially The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, which was named the best RPG game of 2016. It's panned up to date and available on all platforms, and there's lots of deals out there for it. Next up is MMO, which stands for Massively Multiplayer Online. Even though most modern games can go online, MMO offers a significantly broader experience, as the MMO game world can be populated by thousands and even millions of players in a real-time space. Like RPGs, you can view the world first person or third person, or from directly above. It's not the key identifier. MMOs are often mixed RPG elements, creating the hybrid known as MMORPG, or Massively Multiplayer Online Role-Playing Game. Now, here's where things can get a bit tricky, as there are some key differences between MMORPGs and MMOs. The first thing we should note is that all MMORPGs are MMOs, but not all MMOs are MMORPGs. Here's what we mean. An example of an MMO is Audition, a fun game where your goal is to be the best dancer. In it, you compete against other players in dance-offs, earning you points to level up and gain ranks. So far, so MMO. Now, the reason why Audition can be considered an MMORPG is because it does not take place in a fictional setting. You are represented by an avatar, but it's all meant to look like a real-life place. An example of an MMORPG would be the daddy of them all, World of Warcraft. In WoW, you create an otherworldly character and fight mythical monsters as you level up alongside or against friends or strangers, all in the imaginary world of Azeroth. It's this combination of fictional character and fictional world that makes it the perfect example of an MMORPG. So basically, if you're not sure whether a game is an MMO or an MMORPG, just ask yourself, does the game in question take place in a real-life setting, or is it set in a fantasy land? If it's the latter, then it's most likely an MMORPG. Next up, it's MOBA, Multiplayer Online Battle Arena. In a MOBA, you control a single character in one of two teams. Usually, the goal is to destroy the opposing team's main structure with the assistance of computer-controlled minions that march forward along set paths. Player characters have a wide range of abilities and advantages at their disposal, all of which can be crucial for winning the game. MOBA games are all about perfect timing and strategy, so choosing a character with the right abilities is of utmost importance. You control only a single character, the hero or champion, who plays the pivotal role. As the game rages on, you level your hero up with skills and abilities and new different items in order to destroy the enemy team's fortress, all the while aided by the faithful minions. The prime examples of MOBA are Dota 2 and League of Legends, but if they prove a little intimidating, Smite is arguably more accessible. They're all great. Similar to MOBA are RTS, real-time strategy games, which follow a similar path but have key differences too. The object in an RTS is usually also to conquer an enemy by strategic maneuvering and warfare, but on a much larger scale. The maps can be huge. RTS are all about building armies, maintaining an economy, and creating perfect defenses to protect your dominion and against enemy troops. In RTS games, single characters don't play an important role, and you have to think much more in terms of whole armies, nations, and empires. The most notable examples of an RTS are Warcraft 3, Reign of Chaos, and Age of Empires, but a nice one to dip your toe in the water is Rise of Nations. So, those were some of the best known and most talked about Alphabet games, and hopefully you're a little better able to spot one from another. More and more, of course, you'll get different elements of each rolled into one as studios try to combine audiences and game styles. Destiny is a good example of this as a sort of FPS RPG, and also Borderlands with its FPS action and RPG mode system. Another unusual example is Rocket League, which follows the basic rules of football but replaces human players with racing cars. It's a simple yet amazing concept which serves as a prime example that hybrid games can be pretty awesome if executed correctly. So, we hope we've answered some of the questions that might have been bugging you. If you have any more...
Right, so that's about the gaming genres, right? So one thing that we had to gain from that video is that basically I think we should look at RPG, role-playing game, then MMO, massively multiplayer, and then the combination of these two, MMORPG, right? And another interesting thing it told was all the MMORPGs are MMO, but not all MMOs are RPG. Right? So if you have to play a character which builds on a particular story or a context, and then you go on building your character, gaining more armor and power, that is a role-playing game, right? So online gaming is a fantastic opportunity, but the thing is we should not get addicted, right? Especially the kids, you should not get addicted to these gaming, because you'll be wasting your time and you'll be getting health hazards, right? So a bit of everything is always better, right? Even with the social network, bit of everything, right? So you should have a control of yourself. That's very important, right? Right, next is online workspaces. Online workspaces is another online community. Now it's accessed by the web, and this allows these groups to collaborate with each other. This is much more different from a social network. This is mainly where they run applications, where they have cloud storages, huge amount of space given, and you don't really need these softwares to be installed in your computer. Ideal for businesses to collaborate with employees. Employees can collaborate with each other within the organization. Examples include Adobe Connect, Slack, Microsoft SharePoint, Workplace by Facebook, and even Office 365, right? And it is a centralized environment which can be found through the internet to be used by groups of users that need access to the same content. For example, this one, Communify is such an example. And the features, if you look at the features, they provide cloud storage which can be accessed from anywhere. like Google Drive, comments, documents edited at the same time, which means two employees can work on the same document, they can edit the same document. Messaging, you can send messages within the group. Shared calendars, you can share events, create events shared by everyone. Contact list, now contact list is an address book where you keep details of people's telephone numbers, email addresses, social network links, things like that. Then chat rooms, built-in chat rooms. Chat room is a real-time collaboration method where you send messages. You can write messages and send and receive messages immediately. A real-time communication method, right? And booking, virtual meeting spaces. You can have video conferencing, VoIP, voice over IP, sending voice signals through the internet, video conferencing, shared desktops, shared whiteboards, and so on. Plenty of services in one place, so it's a centralized environment, right? Advantage of online workspaces for a company: improvement of the work quality, efficiency, and productivity, right? So this helps the company employees wherever they are located in the world, irrespective of the geography. They can have meetings, right? And they can communicate, collaborate, and some employees can join from home while traveling. So this improves the efficiency, this reduces the time wastage, improves the efficiency, and increases the productivity. And it will also reduce paper-based activities, right? And availability, organization, easy document sharing. So everything goes digital, and it's centralized, so data duplication is reduced, and fast communications. It really helps an organization, right? Then cost saving. The cost of software is related to the pricing plan you choose. Depending on the needs of the company, you can work from free accounts, those that are available for $4, $12 a month, sometimes reaching 22,000. One of the advantages of online workspace is the opportunity to change the plan you opted for according to the users, plans, or numbers of projects you expect to have in the following months. In this way, you are managing your budget in a cost efficient way. Right now, in this case, you don't need to spend money on software licensing because all the softwares are available online in the cloud, right? It provides cloud computing where you are able to run applications on the cloud storage. So you need to just pay the subscription like Office 365, and they keep this updated, adding new softwares, upgrading them, updating them, so you don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to have those softwares in your computer. Saves lots of cost, expenses for the organization, right? Knowledge sharing. Online workspaces mean that knowledge is not just available but reachable. Internet has become a form of database. It stores precious information and make them available to others. So all the company details will be in one place, such as training materials, documents, where the employees can start sharing them from anywhere in the world, anywhere in their office, right? And it can streamline the company procedures, right? The policies can be centralized, right? It will make the company work much more organized. Data safety. Most of online workspaces are a safe place to store any type of data from various types of risk, whether that is destruction of the hard drive, software, or theft from your computer. You do not lose any of the valuable data. So it is like an online backup, isn't it? Right? So even if your computer gets damaged, if something happens to your hard drive, your pen drive, nothing is really lost because you have already kept them in your cloud, and the organization which provides these services will take care of them. But not all systems are safe. We saw in the recent past the cloud storage had been hacked, especially the iCloud, and some of the Google services were down during the last week. So these services may not be available due to breakdowns. At the same time, the safety can be an issue because you are keeping your files in someone else's servers, right? But they also mind about their brand name, isn't it? So I don't think they will leave spaces for any threats like this. It happens rarely and occasionally, right? Anyway, it's much more safer, right? Eco-friendliness. Companies that use collaborative software are green and environmentally friendly organizations. How is this achieved? When comparing cloud computing on-site servers, the conclusion is that cloud computing reduces the carbon footprint and saves energy consumption by 30%. Also, taking into account that all or most of the documents are stored and distributed online, it is clear that paper usage is minimized. So obviously, right? You don't maintain your servers. If you maintain your servers, that will be waste of energy, consumption of energy. But here, someone is maintaining all the servers, right? Using energy, and we don't run servers. We just connect through the devices that we use. So it will greatly reduce energy consumption. And also, since everything is digital, it will reduce the paper usage. So environmentally friendly, it will cut down of trees. And also, employees will be working from home, which means they don't need to travel. So this will reduce the congestion, the reduced emission of harmful gases, and reduce consumption of fuel. So this will also safeguard the environment, right? So many advantages are there, right? So up to now, as a recap, there are some right. Here are some key terms that you should remember in this chapter. Cloud storage. Now, cloud storage is a platform online platform where you have a huge amount of storage space, where you can upload your files into it, and you can start sharing. And this is like an online hard drive, right? Like the Google Drive, like the OneDrive, right? Initially, a large amount of is given free of charge, but if you want to extend, you can certainly pay and get more storage space. The physical storage spans multiple servers, sometimes in multiple locations. Now that's the key point here, right? Now for us it appears as an online drive, but if you look at the geographical location of this online virtual drive, it may be in several locations around the world, right? Which can give a bit of a threat, because your data can be in Australia, your data can be in Russia. Now if you keep your personal information in physically, if they are located in different countries, that can have somewhat a threat, isn't it? Right? But that's how it is, and that is done to reduce the overload on a central server, so things are distributed, right? And it will be connected to the nearest server closer to you. That's how it works, and it's managed by a hosting company like Google, for example, right? So contact list is a group of records of individuals, email addresses, telephone numbers, and they can be categorized, and they're maintained using an address book, and usually the contact list is connected to an email, or it can be connected to your social network. Right, then you have chat room. It's a real-time messaging service. VLE, virtual learning environment, we learned that in the previous chapter as well. It's an online platform where teachers and students get together, and it replaces the traditional teaching and learning process. Teachers can upload assignments, students can submit assignments, and there's much more. Can combine the chat room, video conferencing, blogs, forums, uploading, downloading of materials, subject materials, everything, right? Moderated, the term moderated means the content will be checked for the accuracy and the validity, right? Especially in a chat room, the content will be checked to see whether it's accepted, whether it is proper, whether inappropriate content is shared. So it will be automatically blocked, or sometimes manually checked, right? For example, Wikipedia initially was not moderated, so any user, it's a crowd generated user generated data, Wikipedia, so anyone could publish anything, right? But now it's been moderated, the content, so it's much more reliable, it's much more reliable source, right? Single sign-on, SSO, this is where the systems allow you to store your username and password, and the next time you will be automatically logged in. You don't need to give your username and password again. So this type of logging is called single sign-on mode. So you sign in for the first time, and that's it. Your credentials will be saved. Forums, websites meant for discussions. You publish a post, and other people will comment on it. Wikis, editable web pages, and their user-generated content. Right? It's the user who publishes data into it, and then there will be moderators checking for the content, and where people can start sharing. So it's a fast way of sharing information, and it can lead to a huge repository of information. For example, Wikipedia, Wiki Travels, for example, right? So the travelers are providing information to the wiki pages, which will gradually become a huge vital set of information. Then a thread is actually a discussion, right? A series of discussion, message, a chain of messages under a particular topic. So threads are not only found in forums, but you can find threads in email. If we keep on replying to emails the same about the same topic, it's an email thread. Then the SMS conversation is also a thread, SMS thread. So we find it in several areas, right? So it's a series of conversation. It's a continuous conversation under a particular topic, right? Right, and we also have other online communities, like nowadays, like YouTube allows you to create an online community. You share videos, and you have you become a vlogger or a blogger, right? And you bring a community into that. People who like what you post will be there. They will be liking your videos. They will be sharing your videos, commenting, right? And they will be waiting for the next video. Photo sharing sites like Flickr can create an online community, but again, as we mentioned at the beginning, the community has a purpose. So Flickr, for example, it's photo sharing, right? Video sharing like YouTube, it has a purpose. Then blogs like the blogger, people want to share their content, what they learn with the other people, so they maintain blogs, right? People create their own content. So vloggers are there. Then social bookmarking. Now what bookmarking does is it keep a kind of a it flag the content so that you can come back and refer to them anytime you want. So it's like marking, remembering the content, or maybe like categorizing it. In social networks, social bookmarking involves tagging the content and the web documents, categorizing the web documents and URLs so that other people can find them easily. The best example is the hashtagging, right? So if you want someone to find your post fast without really searching, you can put a hashtag. So social bookmarking sites allow users to categorize and share web documents and URLs so that other people can access them. So Pinterest, Dig, Pocket, Reddit, Stumble Upon are all examples of social bookmarking sites, right? So basically, social bookmarking sites allow you to share web documents and URLs with each other. Many online communities share similar features. For example, some online workspaces provide social bookmarking features, and social networks provide features also used on forums and gaming communities. Most types of community also provide ways for their users to stay safe online. Right. Features that enable the function of social bookmarking sites. Social networking. Social networking enables you to connect with other people. Third party integration. So you can have your social networking features on your site. Right. So people can share whatever the content in your site directly in their social network. Then tags, which enables you to categorize the content and the URLs, and also user accounts, different user accounts. So all these things enables you to have social bookmarking. So social bookmarking is a general term, isn't it? Right? Which categorizes information that you share online. Right. So with all these features, social bookmarking, tagging, vlogs, right? So blog is actually coming from weblog, which is a website meant for sharing information, and it's like an online diary which keep track of all your posts in a chronological manner. Vlog is a video blog, and which allows you to share video content, right? And so with all these features, social networking sites, these online communities actually have created another opportunity, an opportunity to make money, earn money, right? The best example is YouTube, right? Now earlier we saw targeted advertising enables people these services to generate money, right? So services like YouTube allows the users to earn money, right? They can earn money in different ways. They can have sponsored ads on their video, in video advertising. They can have you know uh, what is called affiliated links. In this video you will see affiliated links. They can have product reviews, and so many ways are there, right? But there are certain criteria that you have to fulfill in order to start making money. So let's watch this YouTube video which shows different ways of making money using YouTube.
Thanks for watching Tech Wiki. Click the subscribe button, then enable notifications with the bell icon so you won't miss any future videos. Do you remember when YouTube was a repository for 240p cat videos and memorializing trips to the zoo? Like, I'm a full-time YouTuber who employs 24 people, and even I had no idea back then that the site would explode into a platform that would allow people to make a full-time living by uploading videos that other people watch for free. But explode it did. These days, YouTube stardom has been a ticket to international notoriety and lucrative careers for many people who started out with nothing more than a webcam and a good idea. Or in some cases, kind of a bad idea. But where the heck does all of this money come from? Well, just like how real celebrities might make money in a lot of different ways, TV deals, endorsements, fashion lines, ill-advised forays into music, online creators can actually have a variety of revenue streams as well. Let's start out with the most obvious one, Google AdSense. This program allows creators like me to earn a share of the money from the advertising that you might see before a video. You know, the ones with the yellow progress bar along the bottom and sometimes a skip ad button on the right? Outside advertisers bid on these, paying more for unskippable or longer video spots and less for banners and other less desirable placements. YouTube then runs these ads, you see them, and that money gets shared between YouTube itself and whichever creator's video the ad was run against. So if you get a lot of views, it's a fairly straightforward way to monetize them. But there are a few caveats. First, you have to have a total of at least 4,000 hours watched in 1 year and 1,000 subscribers to be eligible for this sort of monetization. And creators have to certify that their videos aren't offensive or politically sensitive, as advertisers have become increasingly concerned about the possibility that their ads will be run against videos that might turn off consumers and lead to outrage on Twitter, meaning that for some creators, AdSense actually ends up being a fairly small percentage of their overall revenue. Another model that many creators use is brand deals. These often take the form of product placements or brand messaging that is directly baked into the actual video instead of being separately served from the AdSense program. TechWiki is a perfect example of this. Speaking of which, I'm sure you guys have seen the spots that we do at the end of each episode that often start with "speaking of something." If it wasn't for our outside sponsors, this channel, which strives to be more about information at the expense of some clickability, would struggle to operate profitably. So, for the most part, creators are free to negotiate brand deals directly with potential sponsors, keeping all of the ad revenue for themselves. This means they can be quite lucrative, but there's also a lot more management overhead because there are so many ways to approach this. So some deals are per video, some are bonus-based, some offer rewards for extra engagement through clicks and views or even Twitter followers. So all of a sudden, someone whose entire life's focus has been on creating content can find themselves making pitch decks, sitting on conference calls, and compiling proof of performance reports. Bringing us to yet another way that creators make money, affiliate links. Oftentimes, creators who feature a certain product in their videos, such as for an unboxing, a haul, or a review, will include a link to an online retailer like Amazon in the video description. If a viewer clicks the link and buys something, the creator will get a kickback from the retailer in return for driving traffic to their site. Now, although each individual purchase might only net a small amount of money, affiliate revenue can add up to a lot over time, so it's a significant thing that viewers can do to help their favorite creators make money. Unless they'd rather just cut out the extra step and give it to them directly. Now, we don't do too much of this on TechWiki, but either through YouTube's own memberships program or third-party sites like Patreon and Floatplane, shameless plug, viewers can contribute directly to their favorite favorite shows in return for rewards like live hangouts, early access, exclusive content, or even just fuzzy feelings of gratitude. Not that that's enough for most people, so we'd be remiss if we didn't mention merchandise. Some YouTubers make a small amount of money from selling a t-shirt here or a sticker there, while for others, it makes up a significant part of the business, like Logan Paul's Maverick clothing line or Zoella's beauty product portfolio. So then, that's most of the common stuff. But frankly, just like how you can find videos about just about anything on YouTube, you can also find a seemingly unlimited supply of creative ideas for how to make money on YouTube. We've seen everything from traditional media gigs like appearing on reality shows or hosting events to going on live tours, both music and other in the case of something like SourceFed's tour, which I actually attended when they were here in Vancouver. YouTube Premium and crowdfunding have also opened up some interesting opportunities. Freddie Wong's Video Game High School was a breakout online/traditional media crossover, and since then we've seen more funding get put towards both serialized ideas, akin to traditional TV shows, and feature-length ones like Smosh the Movie. I mean, really, if you think about it, anywhere the creator's brand can be leveraged to sell more widgets, you will find it. Conventions have been springing up ever since people realized that VidCon was profitable, and those are also really fun, actually. LTX was a blast for the last couple of years. We're not making money on it, in case you guys were wondering, but it's still fun. We're going to keep doing it. And then PewDiePie even did a mobile game that, from my understanding, performed very well for him. So the one thing that all of these methods have in common so far is that they require a strong viewer base. And I'm going to bust a popular misconception right now. You do not get paid a penny for having a lot of subscribers. It is all about views. But there is some good news. Even much smaller niche creators have come up with some really clever ideas that work for them, including providing services that are closely related to their tutorials for people who just couldn't be arsed to do it themselves, selling the creations that they make on video or on stream directly to their viewers, or providing one-on-one or group lessons to people who are willing to pay. So hopefully, if you're an aspiring creator, this has gotten the gears turning for you. But then if it hasn't, maybe check out the comments below where our helpful community will undoubtedly be filling in all the glaring gaps in our programming. Are you a streamer that wants to have more control for your broadcast available right at your fingertips? Then check out the Elgato Stream Deck, an easy-to-use accessory with 15 totally customizable LCD buttons that allow you to access the streaming commands you need with just one touch. It's compatible with Twitch, YouTube, XSplit, and OBS, and allows you to map whatever you'd like to their tactile buttons. Anything from thanking a donor to switching a lower third to displaying a GIF. The options are only limited by your own creativity. And customization is incredibly easy. Just drag and drop your actions onto the buttons, throw on whatever icon you'd like, and you're ready to go. And you can even turn buttons into folders and create multiple profiles if 15 buttons just isn't enough for you. We actually use Stream Decks for all kinds of things here at Linus Media Group. We love them, and we think you will too. So check it out today at the link in the video description. So thanks for watching, guys. Like, dislike, check out our other videos, and don't forget to comment with, well, you guys know what.
Right, so I hope you understood how YouTubers make money online. So with the help of online communities, and if you look at this guy at the end of the video, he introduces some gadgets, right? So here it was a device used for streaming, switching the streaming videos. So what he's actually doing is he's promoting that product in this video, and as you can see in right here at the bottom, he has put the links to the Amazon website to buy this product. So if someone buys it, he gets money, right? And if you see, he has 2.7 million subscribers and 600,000 views for this, so he must be earning a hell of money here, right? Okay, Right, then we have to look at the negative side of these online communities as well. And in that, uh, many people, they like to be anonymous in online community. They don't want to reveal themselves. Some people, they want to reveal as much as they want, and some people, they don't want to be revealed, so they want to stay anonymous, right? So there are advantages and disadvantages in both. So one of the way is like, if you try to be anonymous, one of the problems that occur is called misrepresentation. That means you are not representing as the real person. You are pretending to be someone else, right? And this is not really ethical, and you're the wrong person, and people will believe you, and you are fooling them. So it's not really good to do that misrepresentation, right? And also in online communities, you tend to meet these new friends, strangers become friends, right? But at one point they might want to meet you in person, so which is not a good idea, right? So that's why flagging comes in, right? Where you can tell someone, look, I'm getting requests from this person in social network. I don't know who that person is, but he wants me to meet outside. So mother, father, I don't know what to do. I want your advice. So like guys, you need to flag it. You need to tell your parents, tell someone whom you trust, right? And also, as precautions, you should not disclose your personal information, right? Disclose means making information available to others, known to other people. We are not much aware of it. Telephone numbers, email addresses. In fact, there are plenty of programs that will extract email addresses from our accounts, and then they can use it for spamming, right? Or advertising. So it's very important that you decide what you disclose and what you don't disclose, right? Also, there's something called grooming. Grooming is pretending to be pretending to befriend someone, often a child or young adult, with the intention of harming or abusing that person. Grooming. So if you disclose personal information, what happens is people will use it for grooming, which means people could use this information for the purpose of grooming, or to locate the person or their friends and family, right? And another mistake that we do is what is called geotagging. That means when you geotag, it records your location details with that information, right? For example, if you geotag a photograph and upload them to photo sharing sites, your location details will also be moved, and it's not a good idea, right? So what you have to do is, now these location details are taken from the GPS, and also from your networks like Wi-Fi networks and ISP data, etc. To reduce the risk, online safety organization advise individuals to think carefully about how much their personal information they want to make public, and not to post publicly any images containing information about their location, right? It is also recommended that users check and update their privacy settings regularly. So that's very important. Privacy setting comes under flag it, zip it, right? Which means you decide what you are going to share, so that only people that they know in real world can access their personal information online. Members of online communities should report anyone who they think they may be misrepresenting themselves, or who is acting in a way that puts members in the community at risk. So you can block. So all these blockages and report of abuse comes under flag it. If you don't have any person to tell, you simply report the people who provide that service, like the Facebook, right? And report of any abuse. So these are the problems we have. There are plenty of fake social media profiles, and they use profile pictures to attract you. And also cyberbullying is happening now. Cyberbullying is really dangerous because the harmful posts, the harassment can go viral all around the world. So cyberbullying is really dangerous than bullying, right? So you got to be aware of these things, especially when you are dealing with these online communities. If you are part of these online communities, and if you are using social networks, you have to have these ethics, right? One thing is, you should stay safe. At the same time, you should not harm anyone else, right? So misrepresentation, this video tells you all about it. And if you after watching the video, if you revise, you will understand that everything happens because you disclose your personal information to others, right? And then there will be these strangers who are looking for grooming, and when they get these details, it will be easy for them, right? So with this video, we come to the end of this section, this chapter, and what we learned was about online communities and social networks, their advantages, their features, their risks, right? The good side, the bad side, everything we covered. And after this, we'll discuss some of the questions in the end of chapter, right?
I love the internet. I can chat for as long as I like. We've never met before, but we get on really well. We send each other lots of cool stuff. He totally understands me. I can talk about anything. All sorts of things I'd be too shy to say to his face. I like to look at pictures of my friends. Or even better, meet them in the flesh.
Think you know who you're talking to? Think again.
Let's get together. Cool idea. I know where you live.
So we'll be knocking on your door before you know it. Not everyone online is who they say they are. Help us make the internet a safer place. Help us stop child abuse.
Right. So what a use, what a nice video it was, right? And very attractively and smartly done. And some of the terms that, as a recap, anonymous means you stay kind of hidden and you don't reveal yourself online. In person means face-to-face communication in the real world, right? Misrepresentation, that is, you pretend you to be someone else, you don't reveal yourself. Impersonation, this is something happened to me as well. Impersonation means pretending to be someone else, and then they don't stop there, and they will start communicating with other people as if we are doing it, right? Act of pretending to be another person for the purpose of entertainment or fraud. Usually what happens is they will create a fake profile, copying your original profile picture, right? And they will create an account, and then they will start communicating with the people you know, right? And those people will fall into the trap because they don't really recognize that the account is different, right? So this happened to me, and luckily someone wrote it to my notice, because the message passed was quite unlikely to be sent by me. So the person who received it suspected it, and he sent me a screenshot to check whether it was real me. Right? Then the account was different from a dot in the middle of the first name and the last name. Right? So it was carefully done, copying my profile picture. This happened in Instagram. So that was impersonation. Right? Right, then geotagging means recording geographical information with your photographs, videos, websites, SMS messages, QR codes, right? And RSS feeds are a way of sending information to as content, and especially news sites use RSS feeds. So what they can do is they can summarize the news and send the news details to any device through what is called RSS feed, right? And it's a format of delivering content. And geospatial, related to a location, metadata that describes other data. Right, so RSS feeds and geospatial data. So geotagging is recording the locational details and using them with web, right? Also known as geographic metadata. Metadata is a name used to describe the data about data, that data that describes other data, right? Right, so basically that's the end of this chapter, and hope you understood something, and hope this will help you to revise the chapter before the exam. Good luck. Let's discuss some of the questions in the end of the chapter. At the end of the chapter, this is page 146. Which one of these is used to set the rules for an online community? Which one of these is used to set rules for an online community? A. User ratings. B. Analytics. C. Features that allow commenting and sharing. D. Acceptable use policies. Question is, which one of these is used to set rules for an online community? So it's not user ratings, it's not analytics, because they say rules. Features that allow commenting and sharing, no, that is again for communication. Acceptable use policies, that should be the one, because policy is always, rules and regulations. Number 2, describe the use of tags in online communities. Right, now tags, we saw the hashtagging, we saw the other types of basically tagging the URLs and the content, web documents. So basically the tagging was done to bring these communities into a certain area of information. So it was actually categorizing information. So tagging is a way of categorizing information based on the people's interests, so that you can bring these communities together based on what they like and what they're interested of, right? Number 3, describe how social networking services benefit from members sharing content. Describe how social networking services, how the service benefit from members sharing content. So basically they can find out what their interests are, what they are sharing. They can monitor the content their interests, and these data can be collected over time as what is called big data, and then they analyze the patterns, like find out what most people are interested in a certain period of time during a certain period of time in the year, what they are looking at. Okay, right, what type of current affairs they are engaged in right now, things like that. They analyze, and these can be used for target marketing, target advertising, and so on, and maybe even for other propagandas, like election campaigns, like what happened in the Trump's case, right? Explain why some online communities have administrators and moderators. Number 4. Question number 4. Explain why some online communities have administrators and moderators. Right. So administrators and moderators are essential because in these online communities anyone can post anything. So certain posts you need to check, you need to approve before they go live. Therefore the administrators are needed. And also you should not give full access rights to the members, because if you give, they can do anything they want. And if something unnecessary or inappropriate content gets posted live, the damage is done, and it's very difficult to revert it, right? So it's important that the admin decides whether the post to go live or not, right? And the moderators, they should be able to check, they should be there to check what is being shared, what kind of information, because some information can be biased, some information can be political, some information can be true, some information can be totally utter lies, and some information can be graphic, which affects the society. So there should be moderators, right? And so in the incident of this shooting in New Zealand, also, I'm kind of surprised why Facebook, with all this artificial intelligence, why Facebook couldn't automatically remove or disconnected that live feed or the live stream, right? Because if Facebook can identify the pictures, I mean the faces, can recognize the faces in a photograph that we upload to automatically tag people, why can't it recognize the gun sounds and the shooting frames in a video, live video, right? Like by the time the humans take in control, the damage is done, right? So they should have had automated systems to automatically remove it, right? So he could live stream for 17 minutes this shooting incident, and he could reach 40,000 people within few hours before Facebook removed it. So that is a serious thing that as social networking is concerned, that should be discussed, that these services should think about and take necessary actions in the future, right? Okay, so we'll stop there, and there are more questions here. Go through them, and if you have any questions, you can just comment or send me an email or ask it out in any form. I discussed the page 146, the questions. There are 12 questions. We discussed 4 questions. Okay, so hope you understood something, and all the best for your exams.